right, Aquarius, let's see what's going on for you guys and see what your situation is here for you. All right, we're going to go into the second week. Are we at the second week? The 8th? Yes, the 8th until, what is it, the 15th, 16th, somewhere around there, this whole week ahead of us. That was the Ace of Swords, by the way. So it looks like you're starting some sort of relationship or beginning with somebody based on truth, honesty, and clarity. And when I say clarity, I mean, think of your jobs where, you're getting a new job and on the contract, you're writing clearly what the stipulations are, what you want, what you don't want, blah, blah, blah. What's the situation the second week of December for Aquarius? 8 of Swords in reverse. That's wonderful. The jail cell door is open and you are saying, all right, I'm walking out. I'm leaving. I'm not getting stuck. I'm not going to be stuck. I'm not going to stay stuck. I'm out. As a matter of fact, it's Playboy season. Let me go out there like a spring chicken on fire. Hot chicken. Yeah, third party. Well, it's because you're free now. All right, why am I laughing? It's not funny. No, really, you are definitely doing something casually. All right. And you're kind of working something out here with somebody. You could be collaborating. If this is in regards to a team at work, it's something like you're doing, but you're not taking it seriously. Like it's fun, right? But you are collaborating here with a team or a group and you're taking some sort of risk. Others of you, you're just third partying it and you're like, fuck it. I'm going to put myself out there. I don't care if I don't have anything lined up. But then you eventually end up stressing and freaking out over something. All right. I see you weighing your pros and cons strongly. I don't know. Maybe you're just kind of like, you feel like you're throwing your hands up in the air. It's like, you're like, I'll be damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of vibe. All right. Let me see what's going on. What's coming in for Aquarius, please? What's coming in for them? All right, 6 of Cups and the 5 of Cups are, these are not the greatest cards, but they're not the worst cards either. In fact, I feel like it's some sort of necessary energy you should be taking on, Aquarius. See, the 5 of Cups talks about guilt, regret, loss. You're sitting here saying to yourself, ugh, the failure, the loss, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, shit, but it doesn't matter. You have 2 forms of abundance right behind you. And I think you do. You just kind of like turn around and look at that. And then with the 6 of Cups, you say to yourself, wonderful, fond memories, great times, la, la, la. But it's time to close the book. It's time to close the chapter with this individual. All right, we're going to clarify all these and we'll see what's going on. What is it that... Okay. Aquarius doesn't see coming their way. Ace of Wands, 5 of Wands, lots of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. Okay. There's a lot of blocks, obstacles, and challenges. Also, maybe there's a lot of competition in regards to something here for you. Some of you, it's a brand new passion project, while others of you, it's a passionate new beginning with a person. And usually this is intimate, okay? This is passion, this is fire, this is chemistry, but those are all the initial stages we feel when we're attracted to somebody, all right? But you also have a bunch of these roadblocks in front of you from anything, happening here. Here's the deal though. With the Ace of Wands, it's an opportunity. What you make of this is what you will. You want this to turn into something golden, like an Ace of Pentacles, you got to hustle it. You got to transform and transmute those energies from a wand to something else, like a cup or a pentacle or a sword, right? Because this is just an initial stage. This could also be something fleeting because you're going based off of something that could be temporary. All right? You understand what I'm saying to you guys? Also, with the Five of Wands, if this is a project at work or something that's come up for you that seems interesting, it's competitive. All right? And I see you stressing and worrying over this, if it's a relationship or the latter. Now, what is the advice here for Aquarius, please? What is their advice? The Sun, Leo energy. Death, Scorpio energy. Well, that's quite fascinating, those two major arcana together. This is something illuminating. Well, it should be illuminating. The first initial feeling I got when I saw these two cards together was like, something has ended. But this is also your turn to be happy. Okay? And it's in the advice. So when something dies, you're supposed to let it go. All right? Because it needs to transform. It needs to transition. And then the Sun talks about your happiness is all contingent on you. Anyone could stay miserable or look at the brighter side of things, right? The Sun. But the Sun also talks about, seeing the truth and being okay with it and knowing that something has ended or died. You no matter what have to let it go. And the second you do, the happiness comes in, right? But you're sitting there flip-flopping, torn. Why? I mean, even if this person is meant to come back to you or you're supposed to resurrect this, that's also the key word here, resurrect, meaning the foundation was broken. It was like you were living in a derelict home, okay? And that home needed to be condemned and you needed to rebuild. And when you do, you would be happy, okay? That's just, a depiction of what I'm trying to explain. That is a foundation for a relationship, a marriage, a foundation for a career or a job, even a friendship. See, I see you being torn. I don't know what you're torn about. Aquarius, you got to let this go. If it's meant for you, it will not pass you by. It will keep circling you until you are ready or they are. They might need to go out there and do some soul searching and dig deep and fix their shit and come back correct. All right? What is the outcome of the week, please? For Aquarius. I can't wait to clarify, though, the Sun. But it is talking about after something decaying and destructive falls away, happier days come in. You will feel lighter, freer, happier. Outcome of the week. Three of Cups, reconciliation and temperance, restoring balance, patience, controlling your inner self, getting your shit together on an internal level, tempering yourself. All right, and under that is the Devil. Don't resort to old ways kind of thing. Don't fall back into old patterns. Don't repeat patterns, that kind of thing. But the Three of Cups talks about networking, dating, good news at work, reconciliation here with somebody. Somebody might not necessarily be the body you're thinking about. All right? So, with that said, let's continue. And see what's going on here. All right, Eight of Swords in reverse. If you want to know the decks, I always put them in the description box. Eight of Swords in reverse. I know because a lot of people ask me in the comments. So just doing a quick shout out blast is easier. Eight of Swords in reverse. Well, that's a lot of cards. Shoot. Look at, no, I thought it was 2 fours. All right. 4 of Wands, 9 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. Okay, so now you're not tethered anymore to some old ball and chain or some problem or some old thing, right? It kind of fell a little bit out of your way. Like, you know how I was telling you earlier, damned if you do, damned if you don't, or there's nothing, you did all you could do for it. Because it looks like whoever this is that you feel untethered or unstuck, you can go towards somebody you really could be in love with, because they feel the same way about you too. All right, this is somebody you have feelings for. And I know you desire them because the 9 of Cups is self. I don't want to hear, no. This is for the person that has wish fulfillment and desire for this individual who most likely feels the same way as you do. As a matter of fact, I know that because of the 4 of Wands. You're leveling up here with somebody. That is why you also have Sun in your advice. Because the second you let go of that other thing, you're putting down roots. You're upgrading something. If this is literal, maybe it's your car. Maybe it's your house. Maybe it's your wardrobe. Maybe it's your style. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's your job. But it's an upgrade. You are, though, however, starting from square one. Page of Pentacles. You are learning a life lesson. If you had stagnated and got bored and it reached a peak or a plateau in one situation, but in another scenario, it needed to elevate, it needed to grow, it expired where it was, you moved on. It's like the college kid. You're in year 1. You need to go to year 4 or 5. I don't know what kind of degree you're getting, but you're not going to stay there in year 1 because you won't get the degree. You understand what I mean? It has to grow. But you are the Page of Pentacles, learning. You realize something stagnated, got bored. In another case, you're like, okay, here's my lover, but do we expire or do we move on and integrate and move upward? You're learning the ropes here at a new company, a new job, new profession, new career, new whatever. You're learning and you're upgrading. For me, this is abso-fucking-lutely fantastic. Okay, because the Page of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands tells me you're upgrading. You're picking up, you're learning, you're growing, and you're going on to the next level. And this is your wish fulfillment and desire. Some of you, it's a business partner. Others of you, it's a love partner. Death. Oh, yes, friends. Something is dying. You're walking away emotionally, perhaps from a third-party situation. You're tempering yourself, trying to figure out where to invest your future. Some of you, it's a divorce. Others of you, it's a marriage, because justice talks about court. But it's fair and balanced for all parties because it's upright. Others of you, it's karma correction. It's somebody coming in, a reward happening for you because you went through some shit. All right, let me continue. Let me not go too far down the road. 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Let's see what's going on here with your feels. 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Seven of Swords. And the Fool, Aries energy here. You're ghosting. Yes, friend, you are pulling an Irish exit. You are like... You feel guilty. Now I know why you feel guilty. You're like, fuck it. I'm going to leave, not have anything lined up. Even if that thing doesn't work out, I don't give a shit. I'm leaving. The road has ended with this chapter of my life. Or with somebody. You ghost. Others of you, maybe this is an affair. You totally go. And now we're going to go on into the next position where it's the Ace of Wands and the 5 of Wands, right? But at the bottom of the deck, lo and behold, Ace of Wands. What you make of this is what you will. You got to transmute the energies. You got to turn it into something worthwhile. What's the Ace of Wands and the 5 of Wands? Death. Oh, shit. Okay. Some of you, the challenges and the blocks and the obstacles to ignite this passion and new beginning, I'm just gonna be real. Sometimes for me, this is a failure to launch. Because I told you that the Ace of Wands, aces in general, I told you, it's what you make of them is what you will. You got to transmute this because it's fire. Fire it needs oxygen to keep a flame, to keep going, right? But clearly there was blocks and obstacles blocking this from happening. So I don't know if this is temporary. And the reason I say temporary is because I do see we go to Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning in love. But not knowing what the future holds, but having a heart-to-heart conversation here with somebody that you're not talking to. Possibly a reconciliation. Fast forward to the end of the week here, Three of Cups. But it seems like it's unrequited love, so you resist. Such a fascinating character, Aquarius. What is death and the sun? Please clarify. Eight of Wands, Queen of Swords, 10 of Swords in reverse. That is, okay, now I understand. This makes perfect sense to me. And Page of Cups. All right. Look, a lot of this, and a lot of it might not make sense to you, especially if it didn't happen yet. I know for a fact it's happening. So I know when I'm reading these cards, I know for a fact this is someone's story. And if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not yours. Sometimes when I do these weekly readings, they are for a specific cohort in your group, okay? Let me break this down to you. In your advice, when you have death, okay, and the sun, and usually advice goes for everybody, but in this case, it's very specific to this storyline. You do need to let go of something that is dying and decaying, okay, in order for you to have that happiness come in, even if it's the same person you want it with. See, Queen of Swords, this is you. This is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. You're my queens. I read like that for TikTok and YouTube because you're a large audience. The kings, male or female, are the incoming. The reason death is there because the 10 of Swords is in reverse. Something has ended and you're not letting it go. Yeah, you walked out of the jail cell. Yeah, you walked out because you weren't stuck. But you're still mentally and emotionally or, energetically still holding on to something that happened. And maybe it's fresh. Maybe it's raw. Maybe it just happened and it's so new, right? But you need to take action. And maybe that's what's also going on. Maybe you're taking action back and forth with the person that something has ended with. And that's why you kind of are like, oh, well, maybe we can turn this around. No, you can't. No, you can't. Even if you want them and there is maybe perhaps a future with you two together, you have to start from scratch. You have to start from new. Your foundation was a wreck. It was a mess. Somebody here between the two of you needs to fix their shit. They need to wake up and realize where they're at. And this might not have anything to do with you, Aquarius. This might be your person. Your person has to wake up and realize what they're missing, what the loss is, or whatever's happening here. And of course, you're discerning adults. Maybe it's you. You know this. You don't need me to tell you who's who. But in your advice, something has ended. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. You can't, the horse is so dead, it can't take another sword. You got to let it go. You've got to start taking action. You got to go back and forth here with your person. Others of you already are. But you need to be you right now. You got to come in your own element. You got to step into your own shoes and you got to boss up into your own personal energy and what makes you, you, Aquarius. You're a fucking air sign. You're smart. You're fair. You're balanced. You're honest. And you do what's right for all parties involved. No one else has that genuine gift like you guys do. All right? You might even have to text somebody and say, hey, shit, I'm sorry. Or, hey, are you all right? Or whatever the case is. Or it's an apology. Maybe this is you, maybe this is them. But the only reason for some of you, I think it could be you, It's because you're doing this. You're sneaking away, you're ghosting, you're doing some shit because you want to wrap this up. And maybe that's all you need to do. Hope all is well. Chapter closed. Let's see what's going on here. And this is all falling in line with your monthly reading, timeline-wise. Three of Cups, please clarify for Aquarius. Those of you who are into the extended's only about love, okay? All that information is down below in the description box. The Hermit Virgo here. Scorpio there, Scorpio. Death came out twice. Sun is Leo. The Sun. You know what the Sun is? The Sun, in your advice, the second you'll feel so free. So free. All right, Ace of Cups. You're going to have a fresh new start in love. And that's what you need right now. You need this outcome. And I'm glad that this is all in your outcome position. You're having a reconciliation with a fresh new start in love. That's what you need. This is exactly what you need. You're on the right path. You're on the right track. You're exactly where you need to be at this moment in time, in timeline wise. All right? But you're going to do one of these things where you're going to lie low to make a wise choice based on history. Listen, you're being triggered right now, Wheel of Fortune. This is all happening to you so your life keeps evolving and moving. Oh, I love how I feel like you're in control. It might not feel that way to you right now, but you are. What's going on here for love? What am I going to read for Aquarius in love, please? This was a great reading. Sometimes I do some signs readings. I was like, shit, why? I want to be an Aquarius this week. Or I'll be like, damn, I want to be a Taurus this week. You know what I never want to be? An Aries. And Aries, if you're watching, you know what I mean. And I got a lot of Aries in my chart. But sometimes, I got to tell you, it's not been easy. Soulmate. And make the effort. Oh, this is going to be a fantastic extended. I can't wait. You got a soulmate here and you got to make the effort. It's going to be hard for you to make the effort if you're coming out of something and you're getting into something. I know I'm on point, guys. Reconciliation. I don't think you guys need another oracle card. Not this week. I think because I see you guys are tracking correctly. All right, everybody, that's what I got for you. Please leave your comments down below. This is the easiest way for me to memorize and remember you guys as part of a community. So if I see the familiar names and faces when you comment down below, that's how I remember. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.